The ABC 17 Storm Track Severe Weather Special, sponsored by ATR Towing and Recovery and Boone Electric Cooperative, starts now.
Welcome to the ABC 17 Storm Track Severe Weather Special. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner. With a new severe weather season comes a whole new set of threats the weather team has to look out for. Here in Missouri, severe weather season is already underway, and in a typical season, we are no stranger to heavy rain, flooding, and hail, as well as tornadoes. Tonight, the Storm Track weather team is taking an in-depth look at the month ahead. Plus, we'll tell you how to prepare yourself in the event you are caught in severe weather. Here at ABC 17 News, we take severe weather events that could disrupt your daily life very seriously. That's why we've developed a plan to alert you to severe weather that might impact mid-Missouri. Here's a look at what goes into issuing a weather alert day. Right here, I'll actually circle it for you so you can see where we're keeping a close eye on. This is where we have some organized circulation there that's moving towards Gasconade and eventually Herman, just south of the Missouri River. Always tracking, always alerting. That's our mission for the ABC 17 Storm Track weather team, and it's why we have a plan in place to give Missouri as much lead time as possible before severe weather threatens. Heat, flooding, and tornadoes are among the most deadly types of severe weather each year. Statewide, there were 50 reported tornadoes in 2021 and more than 400 damaging wind reports last year. During our typical spring severe weather season that runs March through May, we had about 80 reports of damaging winds, 50 reports of severe hail, and 7 tornadoes. The Storm Track weather team issues weather alert days based on a set of criteria that focuses on the most dangerous and impactful weather all year round. In the spring, that means we're monitoring for the potential of tornadoes, 60-mile-per-hour winds, large hail, flash flooding, and heat indices above 105 degrees. Along with the real-time and model data our meteorologists use to prepare severe weather forecasts, we also lean on the Storm Prediction Center's severe weather outlooks. The risk levels start at marginal, meaning isolated severe storms are possible but limited in coverage and intensity, all the way up to a rare high risk for the threat of widespread life-threatening storms. You'll often see these risk maps in our weather forecasts on TV and online. They're a good tool for showing the overall likelihood of severe weather over a specific area. When a weather alert day is in effect, you'll find a complete breakdown of what to expect in the Insider blog on abc17news.com and on the Storm Track weather app. On air, you'll see red weather alert day icons above each day on the 7-day forecast that the weather alert day is in effect. The Storm Track weather app is a great resource as storms move in to keep an eye on the radar, get instant warnings and alerts, and watch our live stream coverage. This is especially important if you lose power. Stay informed by following ABC 17 News on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and downloading our app. In 2021, the Storm Track weather team issued 9 weather alert days for severe storms. One of those was on October 24th when an EF2 tornado ended up touching down in Lynn County. The storm damaged several structures, nearly flattening one mobile home. Data from the U.S. Census shows that more than 22 million Americans live in a manufactured or mobile home, but like the storm in Purdon proved, they're not the safest places to seek shelter during severe weather. Storm Track meteorologist Kevin Schneider looked into that.
We tell you all the time during severe weather to shelter in the lowest interior room with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We also tell you to get out of mobile or manufactured homes if possible. Why is that?
As you get lower in that EF scale, you start seeing more damage to trailer homes and mobile homes and modular homes than you do to the stick-built homes.
47% of fatalities occur in mobile homes, while they only make up about 5% of all homes. Here in Missouri, we average about 45 tornadoes per year. So what are mobile home sellers doing to ensure Missourians' safety? I talked to the owner of Omega Homes about that.
Parameters and categories for wind, and it's called the wind zone. And so these things, again, have to be built to sustain the winds that are typical in a particular area. Again, that goes back to each home has a manufacturer's manual, okay? And it says how it's to be set up, and it says how it's to be anchored. And so the anchoring systems, which have to be, again, approved by the state because of our licensing, that we've anchored something according to the manufacturer's specifications.
I did some digging into the anchoring systems themselves and what those straps are rated to withstand, and it looks like it's closer to about 110 mile-per-hour winds if they're anchored properly. Now, that would cover EF1 damage. Unfortunately, in mid-Missouri, that only accounts for 2 out of every 3 tornadoes that have been documented. Now, this isn't a knock on mobile homes by any means. They're a great, affordable way of living, but we just want you to know what to do when you find yourself in a severe weather scenario in places like that.
They should definitely have a plan of action in terms of what to do if severe weather does impact their area.
You know, they provide shelter from the hail, the rain, the lightning, those types of events that we experience in severe weather. But when it comes to tornadoes, they are not safe to be in, and people need to have a plan to get somewhere where it's either more sturdy building or get underground like in a basement.
And Kevin, we were lucky enough to be a part of some nationwide research groups to help with this problem.
Yeah, that study was looking at a different way to issue tornado warnings, but one of the benefits was added lead time, where we could possibly be talking about up to 60 minutes of heads up, which would be pivotal for folks in mobile homes.
Even when we don't issue a weather alert day, spring weather can still be incredibly impactful. Mid-Missouri farmers know that better than anyone. Storm Track meteorologist John Ross spoke with a local 7th-generation farmer whose family has seen it all.
This land lies in the heart of mid-Missouri and hugs the Missouri River. The family that has farmed it since the days of Lewis and Clark say they wouldn't trade it for the world, even if that means a yearly battle with Mother Nature.
It's not a job, it's a lifestyle.
Montauk County farmer Andy Clay says while he loves his way of life, he understands the weather could put it in jeopardy at any time.
So the drier it is, our grass isn't growing, just like some people aren't mowing their yards. Well, it's the same for the cattle mowing the pasture, per se. There's no rain and the grass isn't growing.
Spring is a critical season for farmers in mid-Missouri. How the weather behaves over the next few months will help decide what harvest looks like this fall.
If it's dry enough, the seed will sit there until it comes to rain.
Dr. Justin Klepechka, rice extension specialist with the University of Missouri, says adequate spring rainfall is critical for row crop farmers.
If we have enough moisture, to where it's kind of imbibing some of that water, maybe germinates, but just doesn't get enough to come out of the ground or make a good stand, then that could be a complete loss and either replant scenario or just a crop failure.
Still, too much rain can also be a problem, maybe even a bigger one.
On a flooding, it's much different because it creates actual land damage. Just like 2019 when we had local levees busted due to the high water.
Dr. Klepechka says flood waters can greatly impact the makeup of soil.
In layman's terms, when that soil gets flooded, those soil aggregates can burst and they'll become more broken up and they'll essentially become less good soil than what it not as good a soil as what it had originally been.
We realize the risk of farming along the Missouri River, but high risk is high reward too.
So we've got the good fertile soil, and if we can keep from flooding that between when we're planting the crop and when we want to harvest the crop, obviously we're going to come out with a good yield.
Not only can flood waters cause long-term damage to your land, Clay says the isolated nature of the destruction means it won't drive up demand enough to compensate for his losses.
A drought is usually more of a widespread effect, so we see a market increase typically in a drought. Where on the flood side of things, we typically do not.
Dr. Klepechka says a successful year in the field starts with two things: balanced rainfall and avoiding a late plant.
No two farmers ever going to agree on the perfect rainfall schedule. Somebody needs a rain this week and then somebody needs a dry spell. It just varies by crop and depends on who you're talking to.
We want adequate soil moisture and warm soil temperatures to get started as soon as possible. Typically, we want to be planting corn by April 1st. Not always does Mother Nature allow that. Things are aligning to be very dry for us this year. But unfortunately, that's all out of our control. So we'll do everything we can to set up for the best crop we possibly can.
Reporting in Montauk County, meteorologist John Ross.
One of the main things that why this anxiety occurs is because we feel so powerless against the nature.
Coming up, we're talking with experts to find out how people can calm storm anxieties during severe weather. And then hear what doctors are recommending you do to combat those pesky allergies this spring. And I have a look at the months ahead in my extended long-range forecast. That's all coming up in the ABC 17 Storm Track Severe Weather Special. Stay with us.
Needing roadside assistance can be stressful. Gift yourself peace of mind knowing you can always call ATR Towing and Recovery, a reliable 24-hour service. Their variety of trucks are equipped with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and their experienced operators can hook up any size vehicle ranging from 2 to 18 wheels. Services include jump starts, tire changes, fuel delivery, unlocks, heavy towing and recovery, and heavy equipment hauling. Don't stress when you need roadside assistance. Call the best in the business, ATR Towing and Recovery.
Electricity, what else touches every part of our day? At Boone Electric Cooperative, we're always working to keep the electricity on. When severe weather strikes, our team works around the clock to fix outages and restore power as quickly and safely as possible. You can download our Smart Hub app or access Smart Hub online to report an outage. Boone Electric Cooperative. Your co-op, our community.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
I know this may look like a classic rooftop chase scene, but it's an Esau salesman ad. Right on cue. This Rogue's got more power than that CRV. Might want to hold on.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
The action never ends, but these offers will.
Got bunions? Get Lapiplasty and fix it right the first time with JCMG Podiatry. Lapiplasty 3D bunion correction is a state-of-the-art procedure which corrects bunions at the root cause. You won't need a cast. You can be walking in a boot within days after surgery. From moderate to severe, the Lapiplasty procedure has been proven effective in treating painful bunions. Call JCMG Podiatry today or visit our website for more information.
Welcome back. Even the thought of severe storms can leave some people feeling anxious. Experts say astrophobia, or the fear of thunder and lightning, is the most common type of phobia affecting both children and adults. ABC 17's Layla Mitchell has more on what people can do to combat those fears.
Yeah, Jessica, so storm anxiety can be so bad that on a night like tonight, if someone has to go out in the rain or they hear thunder, it could set them off. But there are ways to distract yourself from that fear of storms. There's no stopping a severe storm from coming to mid-Missouri. For many people, storms make them feel powerless and can cause storm anxiety. That can range from a minor to severe fear.
Various reasons, sometimes the level of anxiety goes above and beyond what the normal anxiety level is, and that's when it starts causing distress.
Storm anxiety is commonly found in children, but adults feel it too and can last someone's whole life.
You know, I totally trace my fear of thunderstorms back to when I was a kid. And I just think ever since then, I've had a fear of the thunder, really, and the lightning.
Experts tell me over-preparing for a storm can help to ease anxiety.
One of the main things that why this anxiety occurs is because we feel so powerless against the nature. So in order to empower them, communication is the most important thing. And then also all the preparation that you can take.
You can also focus on distraction. Maybe watch a movie you've been intending to watch, maybe do some cleaning.
In more serious cases and severe weather events seen here in Missouri, like tornadoes and floods, that can cause PTSD.
Something like a natural disaster is classically something that's thought of to cause PTSD.
Experts say if someone is experiencing PTSD symptoms.
For PTSD, you do want to get counseling because that is really a change in your body.
Reporting in Columbia, Layla Mitchell, ABC 17 News.
For more tips on how to cope with storm anxiety or a closer look at any stories you see in today's special, you can head to our website, abc17news.com. And with spring showers come spring flowers, which for many people can also bring sniffling and sneezing. ABC 17's Hannah Falcon looked into what causes those spring allergies.
Right now the trees are bare, but before the green spring leaves even come, you're going to start noticing some pollen and maybe a runny nose.
The trees are beginning to wake up, and so they're getting ready. In about another 2 weeks, the buds are beginning to swell now, but then all hell will break loose.
MU Extension Forestry Professor Hank Stelzer tells me mid-Missouri will soon be dusted in a fine layer of tree pollen.
We hope for wet weather, because it knocks the pollen out of the air.
Tree pollen causes most of the allergies we see here in mid-Missouri, and it mostly travels on the wind.
Pollen will travel for a quarter of a mile, half a mile, easily. Could even travel more than that because they're very, very light. That's why we can get them in our systems and wreak havoc.
But your immune system tries to attack it. It tries to attack the pollen because it thinks it's going to hurt your body, and then that's what causes the symptoms to happen.
Nurse practitioner Cindy Rose recommends some over-the-counter medications to treat allergy symptoms.
First thing I would try is an antihistamine, just an over-the-counter antihistamine or an over-the-counter nasal steroid spray, and see if that helps with your symptoms. But if you've tried medications and those aren't doing anything, that's when I would come in and talk about doing some testing.
Hannah Falcon, ABC 17 News.
Coming up after the break, the Storm Track weather team is looking into some common severe weather myths to help you separate fact from fiction. And as temperatures rise, we have a few tips to keep your four-legged friends nice and cool this summer.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Get 2.49% APR for 60 months on 10 of Toyota's favorite 2022s, including hybrids.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Electricity. What else touches every part of our day? At Boone Electric Cooperative, we're always working to keep the electricity on. When severe weather strikes, our team works around the clock to fix outages and restore power as quickly and safely as possible. You can download our Smart Hub app or access Smart Hub online to report an outage. Boone Electric Cooperative. Your co-op, our community.
Needing roadside assistance can be stressful. Give yourself peace of mind knowing you can always call ATR Towing and Recovery, a reliable 24-hour service. Their variety of trucks are equipped with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and their experienced operators can hook up any size vehicle ranging from 2 to 18 wheels. Services include jump starts, tire changes, fuel delivery, unlocks, heavy towing and recovery, and heavy equipment hauling. Don't stress when you need roadside assistance. Call the best in the business, ATR Towing and Recovery.
No one kinda likes a Filet-O-Fish. It's an all-or-nothing sandwich. That's why we never see one half-eaten.
Right now, enjoy a double Filet-O-Fish sandwich topped with our creamy tartar sauce and melty American cheese.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At A1 Foundation Solutions, we are perfectionists, doing every job with the same quality and attention to detail that we would for ourselves, our family, and friends. You can rest assured knowing your home's foundation is in good hands, because we personally inspect each job before it's considered complete. We expect any work we do to be perfect, and that is exactly what you can expect from us. Your home is our home at A1 Foundation Solutions. Learn more at a1foundationsolutions.com.
When winter weather is the news, we're all over it.
Covered roads across a lot of mid-Missouri as the snow continues to roll in.
Elevated surfaces are starting to get that coating.
Very slick and treacherous this morning.
This is the very latest data that you're getting.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Get 2.49% APR for 60 months on 10 of Toyota's favorite 2022s, including hybrids.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to the ABC 17 Storm Track Severe Weather Special. We've all heard of the old weather stories we were told as kids, like how tornadoes can't travel up hills or how lightning can't strike in the same place twice. Storm Track forecaster Chance Gotch has some facts on common storm myths.
With spring right around the corner, I dove into some common severe weather myths to help you stay protected and aware.
The first myth we've checked into, heard it here in central Missouri, tornadoes can't travel through the Ozarks or hilly areas. That myth is busted.
As recently as 2019, we saw an EF3 tornado rip through Jefferson City with the northeastmost corner of the Ozarks mountain range. Some tornadoes have been documented across the Appalachian Mountains, so if you live in the hills, make sure to take all precautions and get to the lowest level and the interior walls of the sound building.
Lightning. It can heat up the air around it up to 50,000 degrees. Second myth, lightning can't strike in the same place twice. That's busted.
It has been recorded that lightning does often strike in the same place repeatedly. This is essentially true for taller objects and structures, such as the St. Louis Arch. Have you ever been outside for a picnic or just a nice trail walk? Maybe you forgot to check the weather for the day, and storms move in unexpectedly. What would happen if you were the unlucky one and had no structures nearby to reach quickly and a tornado came about?
The old saying would be to head to a low-lying ditch or ravine and cover your head. That myth's going to verify.
When there are no buildings to get to quickly, your best chance of survival would be to get to a low-lying area and protect your neck and head. The final myth we dove into is, are you protected from lightning in a car thanks to its tires? That myth is mostly verified. You're well protected in your car from lightning strikes. The main reason, going to be the metal roof. Lightning's going to strike that, then pass into the tires. Now, as long as your windows are up, you have a pretty good chance of being safe from lightning. Can't say the same about your car's electrical system, though. I'm ABC 17 Storm Track forecaster, Chance Gotch.
As the weather warms up in the months ahead, you may find yourself wanting to spend more time outside. And if you have a pet, you'll likely want to bring them along. But being overeager in hot weather can be dangerous for our furry companions. Storm Track forecaster Nate Splater has more on keeping your pets safe as temperatures rise.
As we head into the warmer seasons with more outdoor time, it's important to check in on your furry friends. Just imagine with how hot you are if you had an extra furry layer on top of that. That's the experience that our pets go through every day, and they might have to deal with even hotter days in the future.
Over the last 50 years, more than 200 cities across the U.S. have indicated an increase in days with the temperature above 77 degrees. When air temperatures reach that mark, that sends asphalt temperatures soaring to the triple digits. At 125 degrees, this can burn human skin and even unprotected pet paws.
And as the actual air temperature hits the upper 80s, the pavement soars even higher.
In Colombia, we've seen over 2 additional weeks of these sweltering summer days over the last half-century, which means it's more important than ever to take care of your pups. There are simple ways you can help out your furry friend this summer. Try to get your walks in during the early or later part of the day when it's a little cooler, and always have extra water handy. It's not a bad idea to slip a few ice cubes in your pet's water as well to help them cool off. It's crucial to never leave a pet in your car, as temperatures in the cabin can reach triple digits in 10 minutes or less when highs are only in the mid-80s.
It's important to keep these tips in mind to keep you and your pets safe this summer. As always, you really want to take care of yourself first, so don't forget that extra water bottle as you're headed out this summer. Reporting for the Storm Track Weather Team, ABC 17 Storm Track forecaster Nate Splater.
And still to come, I'm taking a look at what the next few months could look like in my extended spring forecast.
Goes for the dip. Oh, it's good. Choose from 7 delicious sauces and score new crispy baked wings with your Casey's Pizza order. Casey's, here for good.
Needing roadside assistance can be stressful. Gift yourself peace of mind knowing you can always call ATR Towing and Recovery, a reliable 24-hour service. Their variety of trucks are equipped with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and their experienced operators can hook up any size vehicle ranging from 2 to 18 wheels. Services include jump starts, tire changes, fuel delivery, unlocks, heavy towing and recovery, and heavy equipment hauling. Don't stress when you need roadside assistance. Call the best in the business, ATR Towing and Recovery.
The Joe Mawkins family of dealerships have been a trusted community partner for over 50 years. We are honored to have such loyal customers and are thankful to our employees that provide exceptional customer service. Come find out why our customers have made Joe Mawkins the #1 dealer group in mid-Missouri. Stop in or visit Mawkins.com to shop our 17 brands with hundreds of vehicles to choose from at a price that fits any budget. We want you to feel good when you leave, better when you come back, and proud to say, that's my Mawkins. Find us online at Mawkins.com.
Electricity. What else touches every part of our day? At Boone Electric Cooperative, we're always working to keep the electricity on. When severe weather strikes, our team works around the clock to fix outages and restore power as quickly and safely as possible. You can download our Smart Hub app or access Smart Hub online to report an outage. Boone Electric Cooperative. Your co-op, our community.
You won't know my dad's name, but big names will stand on his shoulders. He won't solve the world's energy problems or build a house on Mars. But my dad is going to help power all of it because he works at Mediacom, and they're on their way to bringing homes and businesses one of the first 10G broadband platforms. You know, that's the kind of speed dreams are made of.
Get the app, get the alert before severe weather strikes with the ABC 17 Storm Track weather app. Search KMIZ to download and get warned before storms move into your area. with hour-by-hour forecasts and live radar so you know what we're tracking and when to expect it. ABC 17 Storm Track weather. Get the app, get the alert.
He goes for the Casey's app. Incredible! He scores with 2 handmade pizzas and cheesy breadsticks. Get 2 large single-topping Casey's pizzas for just $9.99 each with promo code DOUBLE. Casey's for the win.
Coming off a roller coaster end to winter, the Storm Track weather team is already busy tracking another active few months ahead. I'm breaking down the large-scale weather patterns to find out what will drive severe weather here in mid-Missouri. Last fall, the ABC 17 Storm Track weather team was predicting a cold and snowy end to winter ahead of a moderate La Nina. The season entered and ended like a lion with 2 severe weather outbreaks before Christmas and most of our seasonal snowfall in February. Total snowfall was up about 4.5 inches, and Columbia was about 4 degrees warmer than normal for meteorological winter. We welcomed spring by shattering record highs on March 2nd, when much of mid-Missouri soared into the low 80s. The La Nina pattern that made our weather so variable and active this winter looks to hold on through spring, with the jet stream cutting through the Midwest and sending disturbances our way through the next few months. This spring, we are expecting temperatures to be above average across much of the country, with above normal precipitation expected in mid-Missouri and throughout the Ohio Valley. Typically, we see just under 12 inches of rain between March and May, and an average temperature of about 54 degrees. Since 1970, the average spring temperature has increased almost 3 degrees in Columbia, and the number of days with above-average temperatures has increased by 12 in the past 50 years. Despite the above-average snowfall in February, parts of western Missouri have been abnormally dry for weeks, and so has the Missouri Basin. Much of Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas has been lacking in the rain department for the last month, and snow cover across the upper Midwest isn't very vast. Both of these factors point to a low risk for flooding on the Missouri River this spring, but short-term flooding on tributaries will be possible with springtime storm systems. The green markers on this map indicate points along the Missouri River that will stay below flood stage. The orange and red markers indicate locations on smaller rivers that have a 50% chance of exceeding either minor or moderate flood stage over the next 3 months. With a continued La Nina pattern in place, we can expect temperatures to be warmer than average. Warm air from the Gulf of Mexico will get pulled in from the south to fuel storms and make for some humid days. Much like the winter, we'll be watching for numerous rounds of rain and strong storms, along with stretches of warm temperatures. These spans of active weather will be balanced by dry and cool snaps in between. And if you haven't already, download the ABC 17 Storm Track weather app. Not only do you get notifications sent directly to your phone of any major forecast changes, but you also get access to live radar and the Storm Track Insider blog. It's available for free wherever you get your apps. Thanks for joining us for the ABC 17 Storm Track Severe Weather Special. For the Storm Track Weather Team, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner. Have a great rest of your night.
You've been watching the ABC 17 Storm Track Severe Weather Special, sponsored by ATR Towing and Recovery and Boone Electric Cooperative. When winter